Hello and welcome to Year 6 and to Larch class. So I'm going to talk you through a little bit about what we'll be doing this year and what Year 6 will be looking like. So the team working with your child, there will be myself, Mrs. Larch, working with Miss Stray in Larch. We've got Mr. Hall in Cyprus, and our two teaching assistants, Mr. Goff and Miss Svenna, will also be working in Year 6 this year. Here are a couple of photos of the children's learning environment. First two pictures you can see here are Cyprus class, and then you can see our cloakroom area with Larch class on the right and in the middle. So the way we're going to sort things out, as Miss Stray and I are job sharing this year, is that Miss Stray will be teaching on a Monday and a Tuesday, and I will be working the rest of the week, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Here is our timetable. You can see we have English and maths every morning. We are now streaming the children into different groups, just for the best way for them to learn for them. So some of the children will stay with us in Larch class, others will then move over to Cyprus, and we all swap around. We've had a few weeks getting used to it and everyone seems to be getting their head around how it's all working now. In the afternoons, we have Big Read every day after lunchtime, and then we do all of our afternoon subjects. So we have Spanish, science, PE, theme, art, spellings, and obviously all sorts of assemblies going on in the afternoon there. And there is our timetable for the week, so you can see which days we have PE, which is a Monday and a Thursday, and the different days we do all those different subjects. This is just a little insight into our Power Maths. It's split into 3 textbooks for 3 terms. So we focus on textbook A for term 1. We're now just coming to the end of unit 2. So we have started, you can see here, this was our unit 1. We learned a lot about place value up to 10 million, partitioning numbers, negative numbers, rounding. We've then since moved on to the 4 operations where we've been doing addition, subtracting, and a little bit about multiplication and all the square numbers, cube numbers, all of those bits and bobs. We'll soon be going on to unit 3 where we do more about longer multiplication and division. If you want to do any maths learning at home, obviously Active Learn is the resource we use for our maths in class, and you can log in there and have a look at what we do. There's also our Timetable Rockstars. Now the children will already have brought home their logins now. They should be on the inside of their reading diaries where they can challenge one another in their class online. It really can help them, really good for their times tables and division facts. In English, this is to show you a little bit how we do our writing. So we have 10 phases of learning. We start with the cold write, which is we ask them, so we've just done a narrative, we ask them to write a story just from what they can think of, what they can remember from previous learning. We then look to model text and they can compare and look at all the really good features of a narrative. And from there is where our teaching comes from. So we can see where the gaps are from their cold write and what we then need to move forward and teach next. So we will look at reading around that text, looking at the grammar, practicing all those things until eventually they will do a hot write, which is where they've done all the learning for that part of the English, and then they will have another go at writing that story again with all of those bits that they've now learnt. And then we edit, improve and present it up and neat at the end. And then for our reading, these are the ways that we will do Big Read. We do Ready, Steady, Read. We always start with a flashback to go over previous learning. We activate that brain to think about what the new learning is coming and then go into the new learning 20 minutes at the end. And these here are just parts of the things we're looking at, really, I suppose, when we're teaching reading. So obviously new vocabulary, predicting what's happening, the different types of questions, summarising, retrieving information, looking at inference. We go quite deeply into it and they get very used to all the different ways of answering these types of questions by the end of year 6. If you'd like to do any learning at home, we have their diaries, their reading diaries. We encourage as much reading as possible because it just helps with everything, writing and reading. Those that read a lot, English is just brilliant for them because they have all of that language and appreciation of all sorts of different types of texts, which is brilliant. We'll be sending termly homework, which will, I think, be more based around our theme. However, there will be reading and writing all incorporated into that. And then we have our weekly spellings, which every week we really encourage the children to learn because we'll be having a test every Friday. And inside that week as well, we will then learn our new spellings and give the children opportunity to practice at school, but we would like them to be really practicing at home as well. For our theme this term, we're doing the Golden Age of Islam, which we've started and the children are loving. It's been so interesting looking back at all the history of when the Islamic faith began. And we will be doing our Create next once we've finished all of our about the world and about this topic. So everybody seems to be really enjoying that. You can see here the learning sequence. So there's some of our lessons that we've got on the right hand side, and each lesson ends with a focus question. So that really helps the children to think about what they've learnt in that lesson, and then we get them to write in their books what is their opinion about what they've learned. Well, there's a question that comes up every day with those theme lessons that they then have to think about the learning and put it into their own words, what they have achieved and learned from that lesson. We then also, you can see some of the different words that we're looking in, the definitions. And I think it's going to be a really fun, interesting term with our theme this time. Our general expectations are listed here, obviously for our behaviour. Good behaviour, we get green traffic lights, and that's how we've always done it in school. The children are really used to that. We obviously have our pride assemblies for those different pride letters every week. And then we have a termly assembly where we will choose a new ambassador for our class. Attendance and timekeeping is so important. As soon as those children come through that door, we start learning. While the register is being done, we're now starting to do morning work based around RE, based around music. So if you're late, then you miss that important learning, and that's a good 20 minutes of the day. So being on time is really important. And obviously, if you're desperately poorly, we don't want you to come to school, but for a little sniffle, I'm sure, you know, most of the time we can try and get to school and improve that attendance. PE we're still doing, and obviously, as usual, we can still come in PE kit. So black bottoms, so joggers or leggings or shorts. So dark grey, black trainers, and then a red or grey polo shirt is fine. But we do say please to avoid sort of football kits. It needs to look like a school PE kit, please. And I think that is everything. So I hope this has been helpful. Oh, sorry, I forgot about Dojo, of course. I was just about to say you can contact us through Dojo. Dojo is brilliant. So if you ever have a message from myself or Miss Stray that's not urgent, please pop a message to us through Dojo. We look at it as often as we can and we'll respond during the week. If it is an urgent message, obviously whilst we're teaching in the day, we won't be looking at messages. So then please call the message in, call the office, and they will get a message to one of us. But on there we will put information from school, homework, spellings, events that are coming up, all about our learning that we're doing, and you know, we'll try and pop messages up there as well to let you know what we're learning about at the moment. So it's a really good way of communicating between us and yourselves. We've got Parents' Evening coming up in October, so really look forward to meeting you all then. Hope this has been helpful, and we'll see you soon.